The next topic is analysis of continuous time signal, that is unit 2. Under this, we'll study Fourier series, Fourier transform, and Laplace transform. Fourier series is it's like just a representation technique. Okay. Fourier transform is like a conversion technique from time domain to frequency domain. Laplace transform is also a conversion from time domain to frequency domain. In case of Fourier series, any signal, any periodic signal, non-sinusoidal periodic signal can be represented in terms of sum of many sinusoidal periodic signal. Sinusoidal in the sense, co-sinusoidal is also allowed. Again, the Fourier series we can write only for periodic signal. Okay. Again, the Fourier series representation is possible in two ways. One is we can represent in terms of complex exponential or in terms of trigonometric Fourier series. Complex exponential in the sense we'll be using e power terms. Trigonometric means we'll be using sine and cosine terms. In case of Fourier transform, okay, again Fourier transform we can write it for periodic signal or aperiodic signal. And also we'll study problems of Fourier transform. That means once the signal is given, how to identify the Fourier transform of the signal. Then what are all the properties available in the Fourier transform? These properties we can apply while solving the problems on Fourier transform. And then next we'll study the problems on inverse Fourier transform. Then for Laplace transform, again analysis and also the stability analysis, whether the given system is whenever the system equation is given, again in terms of S domain we can easily analyze whether the given system is stable or not. And also we will study the region of convergence. Okay. Under what region the system will be stable. Okay, that is the region of convergence, ROC. Then once the signal is given, how to identify the Laplace transform of the signal, that is the problems on Laplace transform, or otherwise if the system equations are given in terms of S domain, and then how to analyze. Okay, then properties of Laplace transform. These properties we can utilize in solving the problems on Laplace transform. Then finally, how to identify the inverse Laplace transform. Okay. First, the Fourier series. Okay, Fourier series is applicable only for periodic signal. Okay, first the Fourier series is applicable only for periodic signal. Okay, applicable only for periodic signal. Only for periodic signal. And that too, what is that Fourier series? Okay, say for example, if you are given with non-sinusoidal periodic signal, something like this, okay, then this signal we can write in terms of sum of many sinusoidal periodic signal. That means I can represent this signal with help of sinusoidal signal. That means many sinusoidal signals. Again, cosinusoidal signals is also allowed. Okay, so this is the Fourier series representation. See, once if you are given with non-sinusoidal periodic signal, that we can write in terms of the sum of many sinusoidal periodic signal. So that's why before going into the Fourier series, again we should know what do you mean by that periodicity. Okay, periodicity or period. Periodicity or period. Again, we know that a period is something with which the signal is getting repeated. Again, say for example, for this diagram, this will act as a period. Okay, again, this is also a fundamental period because this is the minimum time with which this signal is getting repeated. Because instead of taking T naught, even I can take 2 T naught. Once again, if I see the repetition again, this signal will also get repeated with 2 T naught also. But out of this, which one is fundamental, which one is minimum, that we will call it as a fundamental time period. Okay, so for a Fourier series representation, definitely we should know about the periodicity of the signal. So what do you mean by periodic signal? A signal is periodic. Yes, signal is periodic. Signal is periodic if x of t plus t is equal to x of t for all t, for all t. Okay, if the equation is satisfied, then that particular signal is called periodic signal. Again, this t could be anything, that means t, 2t, 3t and all allowed, but out of this, which one is fundamental? The fundamental period t naught. T naught is a fundamental period. Fundamental period. Again, what do you mean by that fundamental period? Fundamental period is the period, that means it is the minimum positive non-zero value of t with which the signal is getting repeated. Okay, it is the minimum non-zero time duration, minimum non-zero time duration with which the signal is getting repeated. Duration with which signal is getting repeated. Signal is getting repeated. That is the time period of this signal. Okay, again, once if you know the time period, again you can easily calculate what is the frequency of the signal, that is the fundamental frequency. Once if we know the fundamental period, again we can calculate the fundamental frequency. Okay, the next term is fundamental frequency. Fundamental frequency. Okay, because you know the time period, again you know the relation between the frequency and the time period. Okay, the corresponding frequency for the corresponding fundamental time period, we'll call it as a fundamental frequency. Okay, the frequency that corresponds to the fundamental time period, okay, is known as the fundamental frequency. The frequency that corresponds to fundamental time period. Fundamental time period is fundamental frequency. Means what? That fundamental frequency, we'll call it as omega naught. So what is that omega naught? Omega naught is equal to 2 pi divided by t naught, where t naught is the fundamental period. That means what? When you complete one cycle, that means when you complete the duration of t naught, your phase will complete by 2 pi. Okay, this is the another way of visualizing the frequency. Okay, what do you mean by that frequency? That means when you complete 2 pi angle, okay, that means you are completing one cycle, that means 2 pi divided by t naught. Okay, so the frequency in radian per second is like this. That means again, you know what is the frequency, angular frequency unit is what? Radian per second. So that means what? When you complete one cycle, that means when you complete t naught time, you will complete one cycle, that means 2 pi radian. Okay, so the frequency is something like how much phase you are getting with the time. Okay, how much phase, okay, the signal is getting, okay, when you complete one time period. Okay, so that is another way of visualizing the frequency of this signal. Okay, so omega naught is equal to 2 pi by t naught. Okay, this is the fundamental frequency. Okay, then what do you mean by that sinusoidal periodic signal? Again, we know that okay, what do you mean by that sinusoidal periodic signal? Sinusoidal periodic signal. Again, we know that whenever we write the expression for sine or cosine, in general, inherently it is periodic. Say, for example, if it is a cosine signal, okay, cosine signal, then we can easily write like this. That means cos of omega naught t. Okay, so this signal is periodic with the frequency of omega naught. Again, we know that once if we do not put any u of t or u of minus t, in general, this signal is valid from minus infinity to plus infinite. So, and that too in the continuous domain, again, this signal is a periodic signal. Already we have seen. Okay, simple sine signal or cos signal will act as a periodic signal. Or if it is a sine signal, if it is a sine signal, again, this is sine omega naught t. Okay, or otherwise, instead of writing sine and cos, we can also write in terms of exponential. Okay, so that is complex exponential signal, that is e power j omega naught t. Okay, e power j omega t. All these signals are periodic with the fundamental frequency omega naught. Then what is the fundamental period of this signal? In all these signals, the fundamental period t naught is equal to 2 pi by omega naught. Fundamental period t naught is equal to 2 pi by omega naught. Then what exactly the Fourier series? Okay, so Fourier series means um, non-sinusoidal, non-sinusoidal, non-sinusoidal periodic signal, non-sinusoidal periodic signal is equal to sum of, okay, infinite sum of periodic sinusoidal signal is equal to infinite sum of infinite sum of periodic sinusoidal signal. So that means what periodic sinusoidal signal means? Okay, it could be something like this. Sometime it consists of sine, okay, sine and or cos. Okay, so for some variety of signal, okay, this consists of both sine and cos. For some signal this consists of only cos, for some other signal it consists of only sine, and the two in some time the infinite sum consists of only odd numbers or even numbers. Okay, it all depends on the situation. Then what do you mean by that non-sinusoidal periodic signal? Non-sinusoidal periodic signal means it could be something like this. It could be a rectangular pulse repetition like this, or it could be a triangular pulse repetition like this. Okay, so any non-sinusoidal periodic signal, let it be rectangular, triangular, or any other signal, that we can represent in terms of the infinite sum of periodic sinusoidal signals. Again, there are some other conditions also whenever you write in terms of non-sinusoidal periodic signal. Again, there are some conditions are there. Once if we satisfy that condition, then only we can represent in terms of infinite sum of periodic sinusoidal signal. That condition is called the Dirichlet condition. Okay, so the next we'll see the formula for this. Okay, the Fourier series representation of periodic signal. Fourier series representation of continuous time periodic signal. Continuous time periodic signal. Suppose x of t is the non-sinusoidal periodic signal, then we can write something like the summation n minus infinite to plus infinite cn e power j n omega naught t. Okay, again there are two representation. One is exponential representation and another one is trigonometric representation. Okay, so now we are seeing the exponential representation, how to represent the signal in terms of the exponentials. Okay, again Cn is the coefficient. Okay, again how to calculate this Cn? Cn is equal to 1 by t integral 0 to t, okay, 0 to t x of t e power minus jn omega naught t dt. Again if you see here we'll get e power plus jn omega naught t, here we'll get e power minus jn omega naught t. Again this is 1 by time period of the signal, integration from 0 to t. Sometime instead of doing like this, we can also do like this, integration minus t by 2 to plus t by 2 x of t e power minus jn omega naught t. Okay, for some problem, both method again will be easy definitely, and it has to give the same answer. Okay, sometime if we follow this, okay, again the procedure will be a little bit simple. Sometime if you follow this, again the procedure will be a little bit simple. Again, which one we have to follow, it all depends on whether you know exactly what is the mathematical equation of x of t in between the interval. Whenever you are given signal x of t in terms of the waveform, okay, in the graphical nature, again in which area, that means between what interval, you know exactly what is x of t mathematical equation. Okay, so depending on that you can either choose this one or this one. Definitely both will give you the same answer. Sometime again the representation will be very easy in both the cases. Sometime it may be easy here or it may be easy here. Okay, so the depending on the situation you have to choose this formula. Say see for example, if the signal is given something like this, okay, if the signal is given something like this, okay, so it's like train of pulses. So I can imagine like this. See, I can imagine from 0 to t like this. This is one way of doing. Okay, so I can imagine like this. Or otherwise, the same thing I can take in different manner. See, I can consider this as a base signal. This I can repeat. Okay, this I can repeat here. This I can repeat here. Okay, or otherwise I can imagine. Okay, I can imagine my base signal something like this. Same thing I can repeat. Okay, same thing I can repeat, no problem, both are okay. So but when you imagine like this, okay, when you imagine in between this, okay, you are going from 0 to t. When you take like this, you are going from minus t by 2 to plus t by 2. Okay, when you take this interval, you are going from minus t by 2 to plus t by 2. When you take this interval, you are going from 0 to t. So both are okay, both are correct. Okay, but sometime again in this case the mathematical expression of this waveform is also simple. You can take anyone, and okay, again in both the cases you will get the same answer. But in some cases the mathematical expression will be very simple when you are operate in between 0 to t, or in some other cases it may be simple when you operate between minus t by 2 to plus t by 2. Okay, so it's purely depend on the situation. Okay, and that to the whether you know the exact mathematical expression or not. Okay, then again n can vary from minus infinity to plus infinite. When you put n is equal to 0, for example, say if I put n is equal to 0 here, this is the equation, Cn equation. Once if I put n is equal to 0, see what is Cn? Cn is equal to 1 by t. Cn is equal to 1 by t, 0 to t x of t e power minus jn omega naught t dt. Okay, once if I put n is equal to 0, C0 1 by t 0 to t x of t dt. Okay, so without worrying about C naught, you concentrate here. So what we are doing, this is the signal given. Okay, for this signal, I am just calculating the integration 0 to t dt. That means integration is like area. Okay, so I can imagine like this. This is like area divided by time, area divided by time. That means what? Time duration of the signal. That means if this signal is given, so now I will calculate the area under this, then I will divide by time. So essentially what I will get, area divided by time is like average of the signal. Okay, what is the average information present in the signal? So area by time is average. Okay, area by time is average. So that's why this C naught is like average. Again, we know that average, and that too, this will be constant. Once if you calculate C naught, again, finally, if you see, it is like just a number. Okay, for a given waveform, C naught is a constant. Okay, it is independent of anything. Okay, so C naught value will be constant. Okay, so that's why this C naught, okay, this C naught term we will call it as a DC term or constant component. Okay, C naught is DC component. Okay, DC component or constant component. So that means what? The C naught will be will be directly giving you the what is the average value of the signal. Okay, so constant component. Okay, for example, suppose the same question they are given, and again say this is time duration 1, this is time duration 2. Okay, and this value is 1, for example, plus 1 volt amplitude. Again, this is 1 second. Okay, this is 2. Total time period of the signal is 1 second. This is 2 seconds. Then what is the average value? Okay, in general the signal goes from 0 to 2 seconds, but for 1 second only we are having value. But then what is the average value? The average value something like off. So okay, again, if even if you calculate, yeah, that will be off. Okay, so for entire duration from minus infinity to plus infinity, the average value of the this signal is 1 by 2. So that will be given by C naught. Okay, so C naught will be directly giving you the DC component or constant component or the average value of the signal. Average value of the signal. Average value of the signal. Again, one thing we can note down here, if you take exactly the odd signal, if you just imagine, if you take exactly the odd signal, once if you try to calculate C naught, average value of the signal for odd signal will be 0. Okay, once if you imagine, again, you can easily understand what is the average value present in the odd signal is 0. There is no average value for odd signal, because then only we can represent in terms of the odd signal. That we'll see in detail later. Okay, now what is finally the formula that we have to remember? So we have started with this base equation. This is the general representation equation. Again, then Cn is the coefficient. Okay, Cn is particularly the coefficient when you write in terms of exponential. Okay, when you write in terms of exponential, then what is that Cn? That Cn is 1 by t is 0 to t, or minus t by 2 to plus t by 2 x of t e power minus jn omega naught t. Okay, again, when you put n is equal to 0, that is 1 by t is the integral 0 to t x of t dt, that is area divided by time, that is average value or DC value or constant value. Okay. Then finally, what are all the formulas when you want to represent in terms of the complex exponentials Fourier series? Then you have to remember the three formulas. Okay, Fourier series formula. Okay, Fourier series formula. What are all the three formula? First one is the basic synthesis equation. X of t is equal to summation n minus infinity to plus infinite Cn e power jn omega naught t. Next, Cn is equal to 1 by t integral 0 to t. Okay, or otherwise simply I can put like this also, integration over time period t, integration over time period. That means what it is understood from 0 to t or from minus t by 2 to plus t by 2. Okay, so okay, I can put anything, no problem. So 0 to t and then x of t e power minus jn omega naught t dt. Okay, then what is C naught? C naught is equal to 1 by 2 integration 0 to t x of t dt. So mostly we'll find C naught separately. Okay, because we will not find out first C, and then in there we'll sometime we can apply n is equal to 0, then we can get a DC component. But in general we'll find out C naught separately, Cn separately. But whenever we find Cn, again there n is equal to 0 is not allowed, because C naught we are finding separately. Okay, C naught we are finding separately. That means what I am telling, see, when you calculate Cn, again C naught you are calculating separately. That's why this is except n is equal to 0. Okay, when n is equal to 0, okay, we are using this equation. When n is not equal to 0, we have to use Cn expression. Okay, so now we'll see one example problem. Okay, so the problem is like rectangular signal is given. Okay, that is having both positive and negative value. Again, it also looks like odd signal. Okay, then what is the Fourier series representation of that odd signal? Find Fourier series representation. Find Fourier series representation of given signal. Signal is a non-sinusoidal periodic signal. Okay, so the signal goes from 0 to t by 2, and then t, okay, it is having amplitude plus a and minus a. Here this is minus t by 2 and again minus t. Okay, this is time and this is x of t. Okay, again, very clearly, this signal is odd signal. Okay, what do you mean by that odd signal? You take mirror image with respect to y-axis and then with respect to x-axis. Finally, the result will be same as x of t. That's why this signal is a odd signal. For this signal, we are going to find out the Fourier series representation, that too in a exponential term. Okay, exponential representation of the Fourier series. Again, though this signal is not a sinusoidal signal, again for this also we can write a frequency. Again, once if you see carefully, this signal consists of many frequencies. Okay, whenever you have a periodic non-sinusoidal signal, what is the frequency present in the signal? That is infinite. That is infinite. But even though the frequencies present in there are infinite, but there are some relations. Okay, there are some relations. Okay, for the frequencies present in the signal. So what I'm telling, when you represent in terms of frequency domain, okay, it consists of infinite frequencies. Okay, again, infinite frequencies in the sense it is not, it's not something like 0 to infinite number of frequencies. Okay, so I can call it as infinite number of frequencies. So what do you mean by that? This is like it consists of f naught, okay, then 2f naught, then 3f naught, something like that. Okay, again it goes up to infinite. Okay, that is the concept of that. So what do you mean by that f naught? That f naught is like a fundamental frequency. So that is omega naught is equal to 2 by t. Okay, this consists of infinite frequency. That's okay, but that infinite frequency is not something like from 0 to infinite, but it is specifically some set of discrete frequencies. Okay, that okay, discrete frequencies, that is f naught, 2 f naught, 3 f naught, something like that. Okay, so what is that? Again, once if it is f naught, it is in terms of hertz. Again, we can write in terms of radian per second. That is omega naught is equal to 2 pi by t. That means what? When you write the representation, it consists of frequency omega naught and 2 omega naught and 3 omega naught, something like that. Again, this may not be very clear to you because now we are telling this is a single signal. It consists of many frequencies. Okay, again, very simply, whenever there is a sudden change in time, it will create lot of frequencies. Okay, so simply remember that concept. Okay, sudden change in time domain, sudden change in time domain will have lot of frequencies. Sudden change in time domain will have lot of frequencies in the frequency domain. Lot of frequencies. Okay, so whenever the signal is changing suddenly in time domain, it will have the lot of frequencies. Okay, in the frequency domain. That is a simple idea. That frequencies are related with this. Okay, it's like omega naught, 2 omega naught, and 3 omega naught. Okay, that's why this is the main reason why, say for example, again in this case the signal is periodic. Even if the signal is not periodic, say for example, you are creating a signal like this. It's like impulse. Okay, this is having sudden change in time because before t is equal to 0, before t is equal to 0 the value is 0. At t is equal to 0 you are giving some value, then after t is equal to 0 the value is again 0. That means what? Suddenly you are changing the signal. Again, it will have all frequencies. Okay, so once we represent in frequency domain, it will have all frequency. Okay, it is the main reason why when you again in olden days you might have seen that when you start the bike with the help of the um, kicker. Okay, with help of not with help of the electrical push button, but with help of kicker. When you start the bike, that means what? Suddenly you are giving some change to the system. So in time domain, then what will happen? It will create all frequencies. That's why the one of frequencies present in this will interfere with your mobile phone. See, if somebody is talking on the phone, that time when you apply the kicker to the bike, then that will create some kind of disturbance for a moment. 1 second, it's around 1 second or less than that. It will create some disturbance to the mobile because the mobile is operating at some frequency. Say for example, if your mobile is operating at 900 megahertz, this will create all frequency. Again, the definitely the 900 megahertz also will be there here. That will again interfere with your system. That's why you feel some disturbances. Okay, for a moment. Okay, so not only here, when again not only this case, wherever in any situation, if you try to change something suddenly, okay, so it will create all the frequencies. Again, all the frequencies will not be present all the time. This will be present only for a particular duration because you are getting that disturbance only for a few duration. For that duration you will be getting all frequencies, then later on it will vanish. Okay, everything will vanish. Okay. So that is the idea. Okay, then how to represent this periodic signal in terms of the complex exponential? Again, this signal is a odd signal. Okay, again we know that for odd signal, if you take the area, that means average value definitely 0. Okay, you take any odd signal, the area of the odd signal is 0. That you can easily visualize here. Say if you consider like this, from minus t by 2 to plus t by 2, this will give you negative area, this is positive area. Once if you add, again 0, again the average value is 0. Or otherwise you take this set, again you find out the average will be 0. Okay, so in general the average value of the odd signal is 0. Okay, so it's okay, but just we'll find out what is the average value. Okay, before that we'll write the general equation. X of t is equal to the summation n minus infinity to plus infinite, okay, Cn e power jn omega naught t, where C naught is equal to 1 by t integration 0 to t x of t dt. Again, what is that x of t mathematical equation? X of t is equal to plus a whenever the time is in between 0 to t by 2. Okay, when the time is in between 0 to t by 2, your value is plus a. When the time is between t by 2 to t, the value is minus a. So again, the minus a whenever the time is between t by 2 to plus t. Okay, so this is the x of t value. That value I will substitute here. Okay, so C naught is equal to 1 by t integration 0 to t by 2 a dt plus t by 2 to t minus a dt. Then you apply the integration 1 by t, again small t by 2 0, again minus a you can take out t by 2. Okay, then this is a, okay, a t by t, and then 2 plus again sorry minus a minus a t minus t by 2, t minus t by 2 is what, t by 2. Okay, already this t is common to both. Okay, this t is common to both. Okay, again you'll get one more t here, so finally a by 2 minus a by 2 is equal to 0. The average value is 0 only, that just we are calculating. Okay, because for this question we are getting average value 0. For other examples it may not be 0. That's why you should know the procedure how to calculate the C naught. So now in this case C naught is equal to 0. Average value is 0. So next, how to find out the Cn? Okay, Cn is equal to 1 by t integral 0 to t x of t e power minus jn omega naught t dt 1 by t 0 to t by t plus a e power minus jn omega naught t. Again the next one will come as minus a, so 0 to sorry t by 2 to t. Okay, a minus a, that minus I have taken here, a e power minus jn omega naught t, okay, dt here, dt here also dt. Again this 1 by t is common. Okay, so then you do the integration. A is constant. Again you can easily apply the integration only for e power j terms. If you apply the integration 1 by t a e power minus jn omega naught t divided by minus jn omega naught, the limit is from t by 2 to t. Here again a e power minus jn omega naught t minus jn omega naught minus jn omega naught. Again limit varies from t by 2, whereas here 0 to t by 2, 0 to t by 2. Again this a you can take out. Again this minus j and omega naught is also constant, you can take out. Okay, so now minus a, okay, already t is there. Okay, now we have taken j and omega naught also outside. Okay, so now we'll apply the limit for this term. Okay, so that is e power minus jn, okay, omega naught t, instead of omega naught to small t, instead of small t we'll apply capital T by 2. Okay, so t by 2 Okay, and then e power minus j0. Okay, then minus e power minus jn omega naught, jn omega naught t. Okay, minus e power minus jn omega naught omega naught t by 2. Okay, omega naught here t by 2. Okay, so now what we can do, omega naught we can represent in terms of t, because what is omega naught? Omega naught is equal to 2 pi by t. Okay, once if I replace omega naught with the help of 2 pi by t, that means t naught, because t naught is the fundamental time period. The t that we are using is actually t naught only. Okay, in general we'll put t, but that is t naught only. Okay, so once if you apply that minus a here again here also we can apply t jn. What is omega naught? 2 pi by t. Okay, so then this t will cancel. So again here also jn omega naught means 2 pi by t. Okay, tt will cancel, 2 will cancel, only pi will be there, e power minus jn pi. Okay, again this is 1, e power 0 is 1. Here if you apply omega naught is equal to 2 pi by t, tt will cancel, 2 pi will be there, minus jn 2 pi. Okay, 2 pi here 2 pi by t, tt will cancel, 2 will be there, again e power minus jn pi. Okay, here we can cancel tt, so we'll be getting minus a by pi. Okay, pi n and 2j. E power minus j n pi we can write like minus 1 power n. Okay, then minus 1 minus e power minus j n 2 pi is always 1. Okay, and this is minus 1 power n. Okay, again you apply the minus for both. Okay, so once if you apply the minus for both, this will become plus. Okay, then we can add with this. Again this is minus 1, this is minus 1, it's like minus 2. So we can write like this. Okay, minus a divided by pi n 2j. Okay, 2 minus 1 whole power n minus 2. Okay, this 2 also we can take outside, minus 2a. Again if we take that 2 outside, we can cancel with this. Okay, so that's why minus a divided by pi n j pi n j. Okay, pi n j minus 1 whole power n minus 1. Okay, this minus you can absorb here, so a divided by pi n j 1 minus minus 1 whole power n. Okay, so this is the final expression that we are getting for Cn. Okay, now we'll put a different value for n, then we'll analyze. Okay, what is the value of Cn? Okay, so and see, when I put n is equal to 0, what happens? Sorry, when I put again n is equal to 0, we no need to put, because already z0 we have calculated. Then what happens for n is equal to 1, 2 and 3 and so on? Okay, okay, we'll put n is equal to 1, we'll analyze what happens. When I put n is equal to 1, this is a divided by j 1 minus again when you put n is equal to 1, again this is minus 1, already minus is there, plus 1. Okay, so I am getting a by pi j into 2. When I put n is equal to 2, what happens? C2 a divided by pi 2j. Okay, 1 minus, again minus 1 power 2 is plus 1, already minus is there, this is 0. So you put any value of even number for n, definitely you will be getting 0. So what is this? So this equation Cn is equal to 0 when n is equal to even, when n is even. Okay. So, but when n is odd, okay, whatever may be the n value, definitely you will be getting 2. Okay, when n is odd, you will be getting only 2. Whereas when n is even, where n is even, then you'll be getting 0. That means what? This Cn is giving value only for odd numbers. Okay, so I can finally write here Cn is equal to Cn is equal to a divided by pi nj 1 minus 1 whole power n. Okay, this is Cn is equal to 2a divided by pi nj when pi nj when n is equal to odd. Okay, and 0 when n is equal to even, when n is equal to even. So finally, the final representation is something like this: x of t is equal to summation n minus infinity to plus infinite Cn e power jn omega naught t. Okay, here instead of writing uh, from minus infinity to plus infinite, okay, I can write like summation n odd. Okay, so only for odd number of n, because for even number of n anyway that Cn value is 0. So that's why when n is odd, only this summation has meaning. Okay, so because when n is even, the Cn itself is 0. Okay, so but when n is odd, I have to use this term 2a divided by pi n j. Okay, so this is 2a divided by pi n j, and then this term e power jn omega naught t. Okay, so this is the final representation of the given odd signal, non-sinusoidal odd signal. Okay, it's like a rectangular signal. Okay, so that means what? Finally, the non-sinusoidal signal. Okay, this is x of t is non-sinusoidal signal. Sinusoidal signal is equal to infinite sum of sinusoidal exponential. Again, not sinusoidal exponential, infinite sum of exponential. Infinite sum of exponential. Infinite sum of, again, periodic. Okay, this exponential signal is periodic one. Okay, infinite sum of periodic exponential signal with some relation with omega naught as a base, with omega naught as a base. That means the frequency depends on omega naught. Okay, see, this consists of infinite sum of periodic exponential signal. That too, it's like a discrete number. It's not like a continuous. Okay, that means what? Omega naught, 2 omega naught, 3 omega naught, something like that. Okay, we are not concentrating on the frequency in between. Okay, so the frequency contribution here is only the discrete frequencies. Okay, omega naught, 2 omega naught, 3 omega naught, something like that. So here we have represented in terms of exponential. Similarly, we can write in terms of sine and cos also. And that too, the n need not to go from minus infinite to plus infinite. Okay, sometime it can go, but sometime it may consist of only odd or even, but in this case it consists of only odd number of n. Okay, odd number of n. Okay, so in some other cases, for some other signal, it may be continuously from 1 to infinite. That means what? Both odd and even also possible. Okay, it depends on the situation. Then now just we will derive the expression based on the formulas given. Okay, then after solving few problem later, we will analyze once some question is given. Okay, definitely we can predict. Okay, in a bit of time you can easily predict okay, what will be our answers, whether our answer consists of both even and odd. Okay, or otherwise when you represent in terms of sine and cos. Okay, whether our answer consists of both sine and cos, or only sine or only cos. Again, there also it consists of both even and odd number, or only odd number, or only even number. Okay, so that analysis and all we will do at the end of this chapter. Okay, so in the beginning, just we'll apply the formula. Okay, we'll try to calculate the expression. Okay, with the help of the mathematics. Thank you.